तो दोस्तों लास्ट वीडियो में हम लोगों ने ESLint, Prettier एंड एनवायरनमेंट सेटअप किए थे। ओके, सो हम लोग आज सेटअप करेंगे पूरा Axios Redux Saga, okay, in our application. I have already taken all the packages, so let me copy here and I'll paste here. So now what we are installing React router because we are going to see how routing works, at least minimum routing for today. Then with that, Redux toolkit, React Redux Saga, this is for state management. Then Axios to communicate with external APIs. Okay, then Bootstrap, at least we need some minimum styling, so we need Bootstrap. So all these packages will install. Now if you can see, ये सारे packages install हो चुके हैं. Axios, Bootstrap, React Redux, React Router Down, Redux Saga and Redux Toolkit. Now let me start the app again and npm start. Now our app is built successfully and started. We'll see here. So first we'll start with Axios. Okay, for that we'll create one core service called network requests.js. Okay, and here we'll start with import Axios from Axios. We'll use Copilot so that we can write the code much faster. See here env also we have to import env from core / env service env / API. Create some interceptors. Okay, why to create interceptors, that we'll see network requests dot interceptor dot request dot is. So this is our request interceptor. Okay, so request interceptor is gives whenever you send any request, okay, before sending that request this part will get executed, that is request interceptor. We're not doing anything here, but this is required when you want to attach some token with each and every API, so you can use this request interceptor. Then again we'll create a response interceptor. This response interceptor, when we get the API response, in that case if we want to configure anything based on the response, then we can use this response interceptor. Now we'll create one method, okay, called export const, probably we'll give name request. Okay, and this will have parameters called method, comma, endpoint, data and headers, and export default network request. Just format the document. Now we are done with our network request service. There is nothing much, we have imported the Axios, we have taken the app API URL from the env service, then we have added the request interceptor, then a response interceptor, and we have added just one method called request, which will be executed from our functional services. Okay, so we'll see that in action. So we are ready with our network request service. So this service is very critical to communicate with external APIs. We'll go to functional services, or probably we'll create some constants. Okay, so we'll go to shared constant and we'll create new file called app endpoints.js, or we'll simply rename to endpoints.js. Okay, const endpoints. Now first we'll put endpoint is for get underscore products. Okay, / products. Okay, so this only endpoint we'll put for now, and we'll close this. Okay, we have created the constant. Similarly, we'll create one more constant file called method types. Method types.js. Export const method types get That's it. For now we'll just put those many. That's it. So we have created these const files. One is endpoint, another one is method. Okay. Now we'll create one our functional service called. So functional services will be as per our modules. Okay. So first feature model we are creating is product. So we'll add one more folder called products. Or we'll rename to product only for now. And in that product we'll create new file called product service.js. Okay, so here we'll import first our request method which we have created. Okay, from dot slash core slash network requests. Okay, now we need endpoints. Okay, so we'll import that and we'll write one method called get products. We'll simply return request endpoint.get products from my document, and we are done with this functional service. Now we'll configure the store. Okay, before store, what I'm going to use here is called Fexstore API. Okay, these APIs are freely available from Fexstore API. Okay, so how to use them, if you can scroll down, these are the APIs, list of APIs. So if I click on products, okay, so there are get all products, add new product, get single product. So these are freely available APIs. So for now I'm not creating the APIs on my own. I'm using the APIs which are freely available. Okay, so these are Fexstore API. So what I'll do, I'll create this as our app API URL. So if I'll go to env.local app API URL, currently is localhost, so I'll replace that with this. Now we'll start on configuring the Redux Saga. Store will be created again with the features. Okay, so first feature is our product. So we'll again create one more folder called product. So product related things will be available inside this folder only. In product we'll create 4 files. Okay, one is product dot types dot, second file is product dot actions dot js, third one is product dot saga dot js, and fourth one is product dot reducer dot js. Inside store we'll create 3 files: root reducer dot js, root saga dot js, and where we'll register them to our store.js. We have configured store as per the feature module. We'll register all the feature modules to root reducer and root saga, and this configuration will add to store, and store will be applied to entire application. So I'll go to product types. So here I'll create export const get products. Okay, get product success, get product success, get product success. So these 3 types will create. Similarly, I'll go to actions and I'll import them. Okay, whatever types, sorry, get products from. Now we'll create the required actions. Okay, so get products, get products, get product success, products array which we'll receive from the API, and so we are ready with our actions. Now we'll go to our saga. Call put checklist test, get products failure from the actions. Okay, now we are creating a method to fetch the products. Okay, and saga. Now our saga is also ready. We'll go to reducer. For now I'll just copy these types from actions so that I don't need to type anything. So I'll copy, I'll go to reducer, I'll paste here. Okay, Now we'll create a initial state, const initial state. Okay, products, perfect. Now we'll create a product reducer. Get products, return the state. Loading, true. Get product success. Sorry. Get products failure. Okay, and we'll format the document. Our product reducer is also ready. What we have done, like we have gone to types, we have created some types. Okay, based on the types we have created the required actions. Okay, and then based on these actions we have created the saga. Okay, so this is our watcher function. So whenever we dispatch any call to get products, this method will get called. Okay, take latest means if user clicks 1000 times, okay, so the latest click will be taken, so the API will get called only once. So here it goes, it calls like our fetch products or get products, this method, and the response of this like will pass to again the reducer, like this action. So this action will again trigger our reducer. So what actions we created, one is to get the products, then once we receive the products, then this action will be triggered, and if there are any failures, then this action will be triggered. Our product store we configured, now we'll attach that product to our root reducer. Import combine reducers, product reducer, and that's it. We just registered our product reducer to root reducer. So similarly, if there are any additional reducers, we can register here from line 5 onwards. Okay, so suppose there is a cart reducer, so simply we can put here cart colon cart reducer. Then we'll configure the root saga, comma call from saga effects. Okay, then our product saga, root saga, yield. That's it. Like format the document. Now our root saga also we configured. Now we'll create the store. Create store, apply middleware, saga middleware, root reducer, root saga. Saga middleware is equal to create saga middleware. Then we'll apply the saga middleware to the store. Then saga middleware run. Which one to run? Root saga, and that's it. We are done with the store. Now we'll apply the store to entire application. Index.js, import store from store. Okay, these imports might fail. Okay, we'll on the provider store. Okay, we'll close and we'll take the provider. Now this way we applied the store to the entire application. Now in app.js we have all the routes probably. That's how like our setup is. Now we'll create one component and we'll see like whether this works or it's not working. Okay, so I'll go to our features, and our first feature is like product. Okay, so I'll create one folder called product. In this feature we'll create one file, okay, called product list.js. Next, import use selector use dispatch. Okay, then import get products. Okay, that is our action that will trigger. Okay, now we'll take the data from the state. Okay, use effect. The use effect will dispatch the get products. Okay, in the return will write the required product list. Now we'll use some classes from bootstrap. Okay, class name is equal to row. Okay, now it's column D4. Card footer will add, sorry, card footer and okay. Now we have created, like, we have to import the use effect. That's it. Our component is ready. Nothing but, like, in the component basically we have used use dispatch to dispatch the actions. Okay, and we are taking the data from our Redux state. Okay, state.product. Product is there in the uh, product. If you can see, we have root reducer right here. There is a product. So product contains product.products. Okay, now if I go to product list, state means product. Okay, we'll see, like, if there are any issues from here, from the product we are fetching the products. Okay. Now once this component gets loaded, it will dispatch this action called get products. Then once this action gets dispatched, it will go to our Saga, here get products. From here this method will get called. It will fetch all the products. Okay, and it will pass the list of products to this reducer. Okay, to this action. Based on this action, our reducer will update our state or create a new state. Similarly, if there are any failures, it will call this action, and based on this action, reducer will create the new state. So if I go here, if this action type is success, then it will add the products to products list. If there is a failure, then it will add the errors to the errors list. So that's it. Okay, now we'll stop our application. Okay, and again we'll start it. Now I see there are some errors. Okay, we'll fix them. Okay, one, like, if I see the app, it says, like, export default imported as combined reducers. So first we'll fix that. We have imported combined reducers as the default, but that is not a default. Okay, so we'll add it like this. Okay, format documents. Now there are some prettier issues in the types. Okay, so if I go here, format the document and will fix. So now it's running. Okay, so I'll go to again this. We'll add routing later. Okay, for now we'll just return one product list component. Cannot create property URL on string products. Okay, we get some error, so we'll fix those errors. Okay, so we'll try to log here. Also, this is also added as a, like, hard coded constant, which we don't want. Underscore types. We'll log here console.log get products called. Call is going. We'll see in the network request. Does it call any API or no? No, I don't think. Something else. Format document. Okay. Now it's coming. Get this network request or JS20. If I'll go here, it is now it's getting called. Okay. We'll see in the header. It's going from localhost /products. Okay. That's fine. So we'll see in the network request service We'll go to env service, export default env. This is API URL. Save it. We'll see. Product.map is not a function, so at least call is going. Okay, we'll see. We are getting some response. We have the products. Okay, so now there is a problem in the product list component. Okay, we'll try to log the products. Okay, console.log products. Product list. So the products are under the data. So you can products data dot. Perfect. Now we are able to get the products, right? In the product list component, I have said like, create a row and call md3 means 4. So it should display 4 cards, but somehow it's displaying just one. And that the main reason is that because we have installed Bootstrap, but we have not added the Bootstrap anywhere. So we have to go to index.js and we have to import the Bootstrap. Okay, we'll save this. Now we'll see like, see, now it's loading 4. So we have successfully configured store. So we have done with the end-to-end implementation for Axios Redux Saga. So the core setup of React.